Good morning from camp. We're just about to break camp down here and hit the road for the day. So slept really good in the tent, passed out early last night, and probably I got about 9 hours of sleep. Really needed it after the last week of work and all that type of stuff. So break camp, let's go hit the trail. Alright, so we're about 10 miles in on the trail. It's all on paved road so far. Believe, like I said before, I believe half of this is going to be on, more than half of it's on paved roads. I think we're going to get through the muddy sections today. So it's been so far easy driving, but let's get going. It's nice and foggy this morning. Foggy morning with the warm air coming off the cold ocean. So 10 miles in. On the first set of dirt road, sand road, going to the southern beach point that's labeled out here. This is going to be the last of the ocean we're going to see on this trip. We're going to be inland and working our way in the higher elevations now. Alright, so here a tree just recently fell. Tell it's still got the green on it from the the tree's still somewhat green here. It's real buggy back here. There's a lot of these little pull-offs here where you can probably fit one car, one tent. Not sure if camping's legal back here, but it is really buggy. So something to take into consideration. So all right, let's keep going. All right, so we're here at the entrance to Moore's Beach. They have now closed this off. Overlander had it as a camping spot that's pretty buggy, but maybe they might have meant the spot right there. Not really sure. There's a lot of homes right down this road. So unfortunately, we can't get to the beach. So, but looked like it would be a fun road. They haven't maintained it in a long time. Maybe there's some big washouts or something down there. Not really 100% sure. But so this is the last of the sand we're gonna see. I mean, beach sand. So it's a foggy day, but we're gonna be working our way through the center of the state, all the way up to the Pennsylvania, New York border at the end of this in High Point, New Jersey, at High Point State Park. So turn around, let's get going. That one trail, it was just a spur trail, was really cool. There was some camping there, but the bugs were just horrible. Just getting out, setting up the camera and stuff like that. It was just a really buggy area. So not sure if that'd be optimal for camping. Alright, back on sand again. Tom's Field Trail is what we're on. It's just a sand road. Alright, it's really nice back here, but it's really buggy. There's a lot of bugs. So maybe it's just this time of year. Maybe in the fall will be a good time to come back here and camp. I didn't see camping sign allowed back here, but there's some hiking trails I've been going through. It's hiking, biking, or cross-country skiing that have been crossing the trail. Not sure if it's the same one, but trail's in really good condition. It's literally just sand, so, and well groomed. continue on. All right, so Tom's Field Trail turned into Narrows Road. This was not part of the Trans New Jersey Trail. I looked at the map, decided to do it because the Trans New Jersey Trail heads over to a state park for camping, so maybe that's why they designed it that way. But this is a little bit more of a tighter trail, not used as much. There was no gates or no signs or anything, so it's only, I mean, half a mile long or so. These dirt roads weren't that long, but decided to take this. All right, back on sand again. Kind of going in and out of sand on this so far. I think this is going to be about a mile and a half or so of sand. Once again, well-groomed trail. Maybe not well-groomed. There's a lot of corrugation in it. To maybe run a quick grader over it, but there is some loose sand on the shoulders. There is some spur trails down here. Alright, so I had to put the camera down for a little bit. That road was real corrugated and a lot of big potholes, so I had to do some evasive turns to get around the potholes. It's hard to see them when it's the way the sun is coming through the foliage, creating shadows, and you finally see it at the last second. So but we're now off that trail, and now we're in on what more or less I call these haul roads. They're heavily trafficked, some potholes, more heavily trafficked, it's wider, and so we'll be on this for a couple miles, I think. Looking here at Gaia, real good way of whoever put this organization together, finding all these dirt roads and kind of figure out how to put the puzzle together. So all right, so we were just coming off of 62, I think it was, and it was a hidden right turn. We are now in Keithley Wildlife Management Area on another dirt road here. That right turn, there's another road that comes out of it that's right before it. This dirt road's real hidden. It's a definite line turn. So, but well-groomed sand road again. Be on this for a couple more miles. Well, it appears that part of this this trail system is part of the New Jersey Coastal Heritage Trail. There's a point of interest down here, little marking here about the history of the Heritage Trail. We're going to continue on. All right, the further into the woods we get, and away from the coast, the less the it's not getting as buggy, which is nice. So, just want to give that little update. We're on sand roads again. They're going in and out of how they're maintained. Oh, camera issues. Going in and out how they're maintained. Some have big potholes every randomly, but overall, it's a really good trail. For the most part, these sand roads are in really good condition. There's it's either really good or just huge potholes. So it's really hard to watch, see them with the foliage and the shadows. So if you're doing this trail, make sure to watch your speed. It's very tempting to get the speed up and down these dirt roads, but they can wreak havoc on tie rods. We're in the Makepeace Wildlife Management Area. Not sure what the camping laws are here in Jersey and in these wildlife management areas, but there is a lot of turnoffs in areas where it looks like people have camped or you could camp, and there's a lot of spur little roads. There's no gates on them or anything like that I see. So if you want to explore a little bit more, or if you're on an ATV, and a lot of big turnoffs. There are some soft short corners on these turns where there's real soft sand. I have not aired down yet. I haven't, just because we're bouncing between this and dirt. You get into a big patch of dirt, I'll probably air down, or if it starts getting real soft sand, I'll definitely be airing down so I don't get stuck. Alright, we pulled off 563, Highway 563, and I missed the turn. It was a kind of a blind turn. I think a lot of these are, but it's a very narrow, not highly trafficked road trail. There are some, nice pinstriping going on with some lower branches. Thinking as the alley cab's a little bit taller, and I got some of the brush guards on it, but this is a very, very tight trail. I've seen one spot where I can turn around, so I'd have to go forward for a little bit or press on. This is a very narrow, low trafficked road trail. The overhangs, I mean, there are some sections I didn't even know if I was wide enough to make it down without ripping a fender off, but we made it through. Here's some very narrow sections here, you can see. And these are bigger, big trees here that will definitely rip a fender off. I don't have much longer on this. This is a very straight section of road of trail. So there's not much longer of this, but I don't know how much more there is going forward. I think we are. Or are we? I'm just stopping here. I'm not even sure what wildlife area I'm in, but it's pretty cool. But it's slow moving, and I think this is also going to be where I'm going to be doing the slowest mileage of the trip. I think this is where the deep water is, and some mud, where the water just constantly stays. So we will see. All right, so we came up to this fire tower, and next to the fire tower, going down the road, said patrolled, and had a list of fines and stuff like that. And then I was looking at the map and found that there was a park headquarters right not half a mile or so down the road. There was also 2 parked trucks there, so I really didn't feel like I didn't want to chance it, so I wanted to go down and ask them. They said if you see the signs patrolled, it's just that it's patrolled by somebody, and you're able to drive when the roads say closed or there's a gate, then obviously you can't go on it. There are some closed roads down here for, I guess there was a forest fire recently, so they're closed for that. But I had one of the guys look at my Gaia, and he said I should be good where we're going, so we're plugging on. Alright, I think I'm lucking out a little bit on this. Is the quote-unquote more difficult section, I think, but it is very dry out. Looks like a fire just recently went through here. You can see some fresh burn marks, lower levels, so maybe last year, but anyway, there is a lot of dry potholes. You can see where the water usually pulls up to. and it is dry, but it is still very, very soft. These water holes can get deep. I think I'm probably up to my the hub, and but you have to go through it with a little bit of speed, and momentum is key in this. A lot of low-hanging trees. I think they're just on top of the alley cab. I'm not hearing it hit the alley cab, which is good. Just every once in a while something will hit, but it's a slow section. It's really nice. It's pretty back here. I do have it in 4 high with the sway bar disconnected. You can see that there is quite a bit of articulation just to smooth out the ride a little bit. Have it, it's free to use, so use it. Oh, we got some deer, 2 deer crossing in front of us. Alright, just crossed this little 1-lane bridge. The water here in Jersey is even the fresh water. It's got a brown. I think it's because of all the acidic in the water. I remember seeing this from something from a long time ago. But, yeah. Here's where you can see where the water usually is higher, and it is a very soft bottom on most of it. You can see how I dug in over here. So when there's deep water here, you got to maintain some speed. You can see it's probably a good foot depth of water right there. So all right, just came up on this steel grate bridge. Wondering how they brought it in here. Looks like maybe just in small sections of the grates. But as you can see the brownish in the water down there. That's what you kind of see all throughout New Jersey. Brackish water. Alright, once we got north of that steel grate bridge, the road greatly improved. It's wider, and I can't tell if they've recently groomed it or graded it, but there is like a lot of thicker sand. It's not as compact, and the hills, there are like these little ski bumps, aren't anymore. So so obviously a more trafficked road trail than what was before this. There is a lot of pull-offs on the side, so I don't know what the camping regulations are in here. There's a lot of spur trails. Some of them are showing up on Gaia, some are not. They're not really marked well, so I don't know if you can take Jeeps down them, or they're just hiking trails or horse trails. So if you're interested in exploring this area a little bit more, be discussing it with the New Jersey DNR or Park Service, whoever runs this area. But really good so far. Here's something that's real interesting. It's hard to see on the east side of the road, but on the west side of the road there is a railroad tracks that go down here all the way down. It's straight as an arrow line straight down here. So some type of old abandoned railroad came through here. They're using it as some type of hiking trail now. But really cool to see some of all this history around here. Everything's going really good. The trail, this is a really fun trail. There are some, it is wide. It is not wide. That one section I went through, I'm not sure if anything wider than a Gladiator or JL would be able to make it through there. Full size Ram 1500, I don't think could make it through that. But if you want to try it out, let me know in the comments below. But we're coming to the end of this road right here in this state forest. We'll be hitting pavement for a little bit, but I think this was the more difficult section. So we'll plug it away. All right, we're in Atson. This was a cotton and iron town. I think that railroad was part of that, getting the iron in the cotton to market. This is one of the buildings that are associated here in the state forest. There's bathrooms here. There's some porta potties in the back. You need to use them. Let's go on. All right, so we are here at the Hampton Furnace. Furnaces are what they use to break down the natural resources into steel or other irons. There's a bunch of coal dust here on the ground, so I assume maybe this is where the coal was stored and it just hasn't washed away. But there's not much left of it. Unfortunately, kids have graffitied majority of it, but it's just a rectangle structure. Definitely tell the ground is browner here, so maybe that's what the iron, the byproducts of the furnace. Really sure where the entrance of it was. I really don't see that door per se, but hard to tell with how the structure is just been completely demolished with just the foundation left. So got a little over 100 miles or so done for the day so far, and it's only noon, so we're doing really good. Might even finish this trail up tomorrow. This monument commemorates the legacy and tragic accident of Captain Emilio Carcel Rodriguez, a Mexican aviator born in Mexico, was returning from a goodwill mission on a non-stop flight from New York to Mexico City when he crashed here during a thunderstorm. His goodwill mission marked the longest flight flown by a Mexican aviator up until that time. Though his accomplishments earned him the nickname Limburg of Mexico, he was most regarded among Americans and Mexicans alike as a messenger of peace, goodwill, and friendship between the two nations. The children of Mexico saved their pennies to quarry stone for construction of the monument in 1931. Each block represents a state of the Republic of Mexico. The Aztec eagle is a symbol of Mexican identity, pride, leadership, and dignity. The descending eagle and set of footprints marks Carcena's tragic descent and final walk on Earth. The arrow on the reverse side symbolizes flight into the air, perpetuated endurance of his dream. Alright, so this whole section north of Atlantic City has pretty much been all on dirt roads, just using the paved roads as a connector to get back and forth. Yeah, that big loop section that went really well. So we're still got one more. That's these big bumps you got to watch your speed on. So if you're doing these roads, you gotta watch the road. Be very, very careful. I think I lucked out on the dryness. I think that this definitely could have been a lot more difficult. Not in the part of having to pull winch line and get stuck. But you definitely have the potential to get stuck if you don't go through through those puddles and the water. If you go through that too slow as the speed, you definitely get stuck. And I think lockers and spinning tires is only going to make it worse. It's a very, very soft bottom. You have to spin your tires until you found the hard bottom. Max tracks or winch line will be the only way out of those. But I have lucked out. It is incredibly dry, and like I said before, you saw where the water, you can see where the water should be lying, about a foot or so deep. But I lucked out. All right, so we crossed over Highway 72. The trail got really narrow. There were it got real ruddy with a lot of corrugation. Couldn't get the camera out, but it could have been very muddy. Like I've been saying this whole trip, it's very dry out. You could see the mud holes that were very deep, and they were still. It was dry. There was no standing water, but it was muddy bottom. And one of them, I threw a lot of mud. So if that was full of 2 feet of water or so, it would have been a much different situation. Can't really see the bottom of these things. I'd be get out, walk it, put sticks in, see how deep the water is, try to feel the bottom, try to get some sense of what to expect. So really lucked out here. All these roads are pretty much looking the same. Fire road with depending on sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're not so good with the corrugations or the little ski bumps. But so far it's been going really well. Alright, so now there was a section of the road that was closed, I think, for forest fires. That's where there were some other real deep water crossings, but now we are paralleling the fence line of Fort Dix and McGuire Air Force Base. We're going to be coming up to what's called Poor Man's Safari. It's up by Six Flags Great America, and we'll be checking that all out. So this is just paralleling the fence line. We're not going to do anything illegal or cross into fence lines or anything like that. If I have to turn around, I have to turn around. If I see any signs, I'll be doing that. So, but as of now, there's no signs. So thanks a lot. All right, so we pulled off of the main road. This trail's pretty bad. Just full of potholes. Coming up on the Poor Man's Safari. So it's the Africa Safari drive-through at Six Flags Great Adventure. So this goes on the back side of it, so you kind of see some of the animals from what I've seen in other videos and intel I've gotten on the trail. But this trail is pretty. You gotta watch your speeds. It is really bumpy. I'd say the conditions of overall today is they could probably use some grading. You gotta go slow. Just really just some really big bumps in here. I mean, we are off-roading. I'm not expecting a paved route, but this is how you can damage tie rods and stuff like that, even going 10-15 miles an hour. So, but so far it's been really good. You can definitely tell, I've been saying it all day, you can definitely tell that it is dry out. The sections where there would be water, there are none. It's still muddy. But so far this one is just sand with a lot of potholes. Alright, and there's some giraffes. They're eating. You see 3 of them. The safari truck in the background. Did go behind some of the, like, you can rent out a hut and sleep there. There's another giraffe over there. So this is the giraffe section. Alright guys, so I am altering the route a little bit. We're up here just north of Six Flags, east of Trenton, right here by I-195, I think I'm seeing on the map here. Looks like I remember doing my intel on this, and I superimposes all like to Google Earth and stuff. This is mostly all residential roads. So what I think I'm gonna do is just Google Maps the way to Washington Crossing. Go check out that historic location, and then see how much further I want to go. So unfortunately, that's we've done a lot of hard stuff today. Want to try to see some more stuff, and so I think that's the plan. We're just gonna take the highway to Washington Crossing. So we're gonna next time you see me, we'll be at Washington Crossing. It's a historical significance where Washington crossed the Delaware on Christmas during the Revolutionary War, and want to kind of see that spot. I've driven by it once when I was up here for work, but I want to go check it out a little bit more. So let's go to Washington Crossing. All right, so we made it here to Washington Crossing. There is a museum. They have a bunch of artifacts in there. A lot of reading to do. A lot of detailed information in the museum. So if you want to check out the museum, you gotta leave a little bit of time to be able to read all the information. So they said there's a little bit of stuff down by the riverfront, not much to see. But then on the Pennsylvania side, they also have a visitor center and stuff to see there. So it's mostly just an empty park where you have like a playground and picnic tables and stuff like that. You might maybe have like parties here or something like that. But we're gonna press on up to I think it's Spruce Run, where I actually have a campground scheduled for tomorrow night. I'm gonna try to make it there tonight. That is kind of the plan, to finish the trail up tomorrow afternoon. All right, let's get going. All right, so now we finally hit some dirt back up on just north of Washington Crossing. It's a gravel road with houses and little farms on it. So it's good to be back off the concrete and asphalt and onto dirt. So we'll be on this for a little bit while we work our way up to camp tonight. Alright, so we're here where there's supposed to be a bridge crossing. The bridge is still here, but the other end of the bridge just doesn't exist. So it's hard to tell if this is just a washout, a recent washout, or whatever. It looks like that road hasn't been traveled in a long time. So I'll put a note right here with a map in the lat longs of where this bridge is. You can take this road the same direction down a little bit further and then meet back up with the trail. So press on. All right, one thing that's interesting that I've noticed since starting the trail is obviously we are moving further north and inland a little bit, but when we were down in Cape May and all the way up through the Poor Man's Safari, we were in pine forests, and now we are more in oak tree forests. So so that's a huge shift in the type of foliage and stuff like that, which was kind of interesting. And also now that we are moving up towards with Washington Crossing, more Philadelphia, we are seeing a lot more stone walls from pre-Revolutionary War, the stone houses, Revolutionary War style architecture we are also seeing. So it's kind of fun to see the change of this state in the last 200 miles. So we're back on dirt again. Once we got out of Washington Crossing, it's more gravel roads with a lot of houses around it, not the pine forest sand roads like we were doing earlier this morning. So big changes as we move north through the state. All right, so that's a wrap for day one of the Trans New Jersey Trail. Made it up here to Spruce Run. What a great day. We did 9 hours and 49 minutes leaving camp to get into camp. 238 miles. Great day. I would say so far it's 50 less than 50-50 with gravel and off-roading, but it's definitely an overland route, perfect for the overlander. You probably could do most of it in a Subaru. That one section you definitely couldn't do it anything wider than the JLs and the Gladiators. It was just a very wide, very narrow trail, but it was a lot of fun. Like I said, it's It's an overland route, not an off-road route. I did take a couple bypasses, my own bypasses, just to get to camp a little bit earlier. And once you get up here in northern Jersey, it was gravel roads, not like the real off-road dirt roads. So I don't know if you can hear, but the sky's about to open up. We got a pretty good rain cloud storm rolling in. So I'm gonna go get a shower in, and we'll go get some dinner. The lady who checked me in here at Spruce Run, she gave me a recommendation for dinner, so that's what we're gonna go do. And it's gonna be a short day tomorrow. I'll look on Gaia tonight and calculate how many miles I have left to do. So I'm not gonna get the camper open. Hopefully this rain shower just moves through. It's just a little cell. Actually, it looks like it actually might go a little bit north of us, which is a good thing. So let's get to dinner. So about 5 minutes after I just filmed that one video of me getting set up at camp, or getting settled at camp and getting ready for the night, the sky opened up. I'll put a screenshot of the radar of this little itty bitty cell, and it opened up right after I turned the camera off. A big bolt of lightning went across the lake, and you got the kaboom. So I lucked out. I was taking a shower when it all hit, and so Jeep's get a little bit of wash to get some of the mud off of it, but yeah, sky opened up. I thought we'd be a little safe, but apparently not. All right, so sticking with the not eating at chain restaurants, came here to Riley and Jake's. Just a regular bar, old tavern type thing. Just regular bar food. It was really good. So now it's back to the campground, just hang out, make camp. Hopefully we can get away from the next round of thunderstorms.